Motion effects sometimes get forgotten when you're designing websites, and people might start relying on third-party bits of kit or CodePen, but you can do some pretty exciting stuff with your pages, and it's really simple to do with Elementor Page Builder. Now, if you look over here, I've got a bit of an SVG icon over here. And as I scroll down, you can see it rotating. Now, it's not a full-on rotation like a spinning ball, because I want it just to be a little bit subtle. And as I scroll down, can you see the words "be seen, be remembered" are coming into view? When I scroll back upwards, they disappear. Look at this image over here. It's kind of scaling in and out, or zooming in and out effect as I scroll up and down. So what you're getting with a very simple grid-like structure with words and images and a few words over there on the screen. Look, you can see it happening here as well. The background color is fading in. You can add a subtle effect to your pages just to make them feel a little bit more interesting. Because if you did not have any motion effects on here, you would just see everything as it is right now. You'd see all the words, all of the images. There'd be no zooming in effects. There'd be no subtle color changes happening either. Now, these are all really, really easy to do with Elementor's motion effects. Now, this was all built using the Flexbox container. You could have done it with a grid as well. Do a bit of spanning, for how wide you want your columns or how tall you want your rows to be. I just did it with containers, okay? I don't think there's a super right or wrong answer. Why did I even use containers? Because this is just an image. Well, if I wanted to drop like another icon into there or a call to action button or some further text, you could even drop a loop grid into here, right? And just so 2 or 3 little post snippets. But anyway, let's just focus on this. We've got a parent container and we have this icon here. Now, to make it spin, you could resort to using CSS. And if you want really, a lot of control over the movement and what it does, that's not a bad idea. But quite simply, you go to the Advanced tab, go to Motion Effects, and all I've got is a scrolling effect. Look, if I take it off, the settings all disappear. You enable it, and I've got Rotate, and I've got it rotating to the right with a speed of 0.4. And I've set my viewport to start from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. So no matter where you are on the screen when you're scrolling up and down, it will start to do that rotate. If I had set that to be a 1 or a 2, it'd be super fast. And I feel like it would take your attention. Something I think people forget when it comes to motion effects. If you have too many things flying in, entrance animations, scaling up, fade in, fade out, and the speed is quite fast, there's a lot going on in your viewport and your eyes, you're going you're all over the place, okay? So have a think about the user experience when you do this. When we get down to this bit of text over here, if I go over to the Advanced tab and go to Motion Effect, I've just got a scrolling effect again. This one is to do with transparency. So I've now got it fade in. You do have options for fade out in, fade in out. So it comes in and then it goes out. I want it just to fade in, and I've gone and set my level to be 20. This is where I'm now going to contradict what I just said about speed and things coming in and out. I found that if I set that to be 10, it came in a bit too slow because I want it to start when you are 10%. And I want the words to fully appear by the time you get to 30%. So they're starting to come in roughly about there. And then when you get to 30%-ish of the screen, that is now fully visible. You do have to play around with this to get it to be where you want. So if you want it to appear much quicker in terms of the wording, drop your viewport down. If you want the process, the whole fade in to be slower, so it starts and it ends up there, then increase it. But mess around with your viewports in terms of your bottom and your top. When we get over to this container, this is a really simple, easy one. We got a background image. And when you enable a background image, okay, you will have this option over here called scrolling effects. A lot of people bypass this, especially when they want to get some sort of like Ken Burns effect. And you can do that with a bit of code. You can use Elementor's built-in effect. You can use third-party plugins as well. But when you use the scrolling effect here, we have scale. You click it, and I've said scale down. So the image starts off bigger. And as you scroll up or scroll down in this scenario, can you see we are now seeing more of the people on the screen? And again, it's a little bit subtle. Play around with your speed, okay? You may want to go slower. You may want to go quicker. And I have said that I want to now see the full image. And I don't want any more scaling when we hit the 70%. And now, if you go to this container over here, you can see it's actually quite faded out. Can you see that there? It's almost white the more I scroll down. And then it goes to this background green color. The actual text in here does not have any motion effect applied at all. We do have another rotate going on here just to focus on the icon. I've messed around with the placement of that icon, so it's absoluted. And this particular container, if I go over to the layout, you should see that the overflow is hidden. That's why you can't see all of the white over there, because I'm slicing it off. But what I want you to focus on is this particular container. We got a background color, and I have gone and set the transparency again with fade in. And I had to set the viewport to be 45 to 60% for it to fade in properly. This one was a little bit fiddly. I had to keep messing around, and I had to keep looking at my screen to see what was going on. So what I said earlier about when your viewport starts and ends in terms of the bottom and top, you will end up breaking your own rules sometimes, or what you think is logical to do. So you got to play around with it. And then over here again, I did a similar thing where I've got a bit of text down here, which I hope you can see. We go to the motion effect. I've got a transparency color kick in. So this contains the entire heading. This heading has a background color applied. It is full width 100%, if you can see over there. So I didn't have to add in a sub container. Sometimes people overuse child containers because they want to get like a full width, and it's like you could just apply it to your heading or your text. Back to the motion effect. I again have a fade in, and again I messed around with at what point do I want it to start fading in? At what point what do I want it to stop? Like, I don't want it to be fading in gradually. I now want it to fully fade in at roughly this point over here that you can see on screen. Does this work on the mobile? Absolutely. As I scroll down, you're still getting that icon at the top rotating. We've got our words appearing. Look, you can see the same effect on the mobile. You still get the scale in and out of the image. And again, I get that text coming with the background. So don't be afraid of using some motion effects to add a bit of movement to your layouts. Hey, I'm Imran, Web Squadron. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you soon.